Hello, my name's Joel. I'm your instructor for this semester. Just want to take this opportunity to check in with you guys, make sure everything's going okay, show you a little bit about how the website works, and just let you know that I'm in general here to help you guys. Sorry it started a little late. I have a busy meeting schedule and one of my meetings ran over. So anyway, this shouldn't take long. I don't want it to take long today. So first off, I'm just going to switch over and do a screen share, let you guys see what's happening. So first things up, this is the login page for the course. So what I want you guys to notice is that once you've received the email, and as a generality, I did this program for the first time this summer, very few people had problems with the login. If you are having problems and you're watching this video because you got the link from the email, feel free to send me an email at jbeutel@deltacollege.edu. And I'll be sure to resend the invite. I tend to resend them for people who haven't accepted every day or every evening. But once you register for the course, if you have a secure personal computer that you want to use and you want to come from Etudes and log in, you can go to the website address up at the top, but you also can come in here and you can type in your email, you can type in your password, and you can click the box that says stay signed in. And if you do this, then what's going to happen after you log in is that'll be pretty much, barring your computer resetting or doing some things, or you clearing your cache or clearing your temp folders on Explorer or Chromebook or whatever you're using, or Safari. What's going to happen is you will click on the link on Etudes, and then it'll take you automatically through right to the website. So when you're in Etudes, you can see the Economist in a Box link on the left-hand side of the screen. I didn't bother to log into Etudes to show that to you, but if you looked for it, you found it. It's pretty easy to find it. There's not much that I've put on Etudes other than the syllabus. So that's why I wanted to show you there. Click on this. But remember, if you're using a public computer or a computer where maybe you're not the only one who has access and you don't want people to be able to see what you're doing or have access to your grades, parents, siblings, things like that, then you probably don't want to check on this box and you want to have to uniquely log in each time. Although at the end of the day, for them to access the account, they're going to have to go to this link anyway. And if you're coming through Etudes, it would be difficult for them to find. So for your convenience, that way you can only ever have to log in one time once the semester after you've registered for the course, you're okay. So anyway, let me close that out and let's come back up here. Let's go here. Wrong place. That would not be fun. There we go. So this is what the page looks like when you log into Economist in a Box. And it's a pretty basic website right now. As we go through the semester, I'll be adding more material. So first off, the reason I call them tranches is tranche is a fancy way of saying slice. And it's an inside joke that I'm going to let you guys in on, which is during the leading up to the financial crisis, mortgages were sliced into different tranches that were put into what were called credit default swaps and into mortgage-backed securities, and then sold off to investors, into banks and institutional funds. And so this type of tranching was supposed to reduce risk, but I just think it's kind of funny that when we're talking about the course, we have different slices of the course or economics that we're covering. So when you log in course, the main thing you always want to go to is the modules link. So if we start top, home will always take you here. And I've set it up that way by default. If you click on syllabus, then it takes you to the PDF of the syllabus and you can read the syllabus. The other helpful thing for some people is it takes you to a list of due dates for assignments. Right now I only have one assignment that you're required to do, and it's due by next Monday. It looks like I made it, and that's to introduce yourself to the class, and I put that in the email. It also tells you how assignments are weighted into your final grade. So later on in the semester, when it feels overwhelming and you're looking at this modules page or the home page, and you see all of these assignments with due dates and they're all over the place and you don't know where to go, you can always just refer back to that syllabus page and you can find any assignment from here. And you'll notice if you click it on or click on that link, it'll take you right through to that assignment. So you can see this. And we can see that people have already done this. Wow, we've got a link to, looks like a horse competition. Yeah, equestrian team. So very cool. So you can read these, see who the other people are taking your course. You can learn a little bit more about me. The other thing, if you clicked reply to submit your reply, you go in here. What's helpful is if you're doing a discussion later on in the semester and it asks you to upload something, you should always look for this attach icon so you can attach things to discussions as well. If I have any graded discussions like this one's graded, you can attach items to the discussion and they'll appear and other people or myself can see them depending on the settings. If you're HTML savvy, you can always click over and do HTML. Most of you probably won't do that, but if you're embedding video links like that student did below us, then you might want to learn how to embed the video a little bit. I'd have to look at it. I think that might have been auto-generated, but I'm not sure. So anyway, thank you, Destiny, by the way. So if we go back to home, we've got right now just content for you to start studying. So first, a little bit of note, and I'll go through the syllabus in a second here. But the first thing that, well, let's just open the syllabus. That might be the easier way to do it. And I'm going to point out the highlights to this. So first off, we've got a textbook for the course. It's called Principles of Economics. This is a pretty good textbook. The reason I chose it was this thing right here. It's free. I actually like another textbook a little more. It's called Microeconomics as a Second Language. It's a cheap book. The reason I only assign it is you don't have to have it. And the second thing is some students I found were using microeconomics as a second language as their only textbook, and it's not detailed enough to do that. This is kind of like the Cliff Notes of economics. So feel free to use any textbook on microeconomics or economics in general that's prepared for college. And then you can go to this website if you click on it. And you can get the book and you can look at the table of contents for the book and match up chapter content with chapters in the book you bought. So say you'd prefer to buy a textbook and have a physical copy and you don't want to pay this is free if you download it, but you don't want to pay the $30 or $40 that the bookstore is charging for the printed copy. You can go to a lot of thrift stores in town and buy an economics textbook for $5 to $10 at the high side. And that textbook will serve you pretty well. Things to know if you're on campus in local Stockton, my office temporarily is in Hall 244. It's not my office, it's an office I borrow, but I like it better than my office, and so that's where I hang out. You can go my Facebook and add me. I don't care. That's not my main Facebook. It's just my econ side, and I can honestly say I haven't logged in a while, so it is what it is, but it's a way for students to stay in touch with me if they want, and I do get an email if you try to message me or something. The other thing that's recommended, the only thing you'd need, and I can't control this online course, but all you really need to do this course for the math perspective is a simple calculator. It's helpful to have colored pens and graphing paper. That way you can practice along with the videos or on the assignments. In fact, some of the homework assignments, sometimes it's better to use your own pen and paper, solve the problem, and then put the answer on the screen. And then to really understand economics, it's best to relate it through to material. So a quality daily news source is good. I recommend NPR, but there's lots of different sources for news. NPR used to be better. It's gotten a little washed down lately. We've already talked about this. There's no official meeting date or time for this course as it's online. Feel free, though, if you're in Stockton, to come to any of my office hours. Just note that Thursday, 9:30 to 11 a.m., I'm primarily doing an online office hour, and we'll show you where that is in a second here. I'm also available if you're in Stockton to meet up for study groups or appointments on Tuesday nights at Buffalo Wild Wings, mainly because it's wing night and I get free food, or cheap food, not free. But, you know, is what it is. Let me know if you're interested in that, and you can do that in the discussions forum. Here's some important dates. You guys can read through these things on your own. Know that this course does take time. I want to point out that when I teach this course, some instructors teach an online course like it's a correspondence course. You can do it at your own pace. That's not me. I tend to add material every few days throughout the semester. I try to make everything due uniquely on Monday nights at 10 p.m. Sometimes that doesn't work out, but for the most part, that's what I try to make things do. But you know, this is a college course. I teach it like it's a class that we're meeting face to face. And I can get a feel from how you guys are doing on assignments and how many people are lagging, how the flow of the course is going. And so sometimes we'll speed it up, sometimes we'll slow it down relative to schedule. But this is a course where it's not correspondence. It moves at my pace. I don't open exams early. I don't close them early as a generality either, but I open the exam, I give you a few, normally I give people 5 to 7 days to get them done, and then they're done. You know, this course, it's not a course you're going to be able to move through and do in 1 week. The benefit of taking the online course, you can go at your own schedule, but just don't fall behind. And we'll try to make sure that happens by giving you guys reminders. Also, this is a condensed course. You guys might not have realized it, but the course actually ends in 12 weeks. So you'll actually be done with this semester November 6th for this class. It wasn't supposed to be that way, but there was a mistake in scheduling. So that's what's going to happen. You do need to have access to the internet and a computer. I have been told by past students, if you're using a Mac computer, it's better to use the Chrome browser for this course than to use the Safari browser, and that's because Safari doesn't do as great a job, because it's security conscious, it doesn't do as great a job on the Flash animations and some of the things. And unfortunately, I've been trying to move things away from Flash animation, but the HTML5 tools aren't where I'd like them to be. And the other side is I don't have the budget to create them there. So if you're willing to, if you're really rich and you're willing to donate a lot of money, like say $20,000, $30,000, I can redo all of the animations in the course. But for now, I'm trying to do them as I have the time and redo some of these. It's important to have a healthy computer. Make sure there's no malware, spyware, viruses, or adware. It slows things down and makes it more difficult. Although I'll be honest, after I've switched to this product relative to what I used to use, which was Sapling Learning, I've had fewer technical issues other than Max having problems with some of the Flash animations. You can't take the course on a tablet or a cell phone and be successful. You do need a full-size screen. I know the future is supposed to be mobile, but the reality is for an online learning environment, there's just not enough screen space on those small devices for you really to learn the material and be able to represent it and tell me what you're doing. If you need to contact me, the best way to contact me about non-personal issues, so if you want to talk about your grades or the fact that you are sick or something like that, send me an email. That keeps it private. But if you're going to talk to me in person, then the best way is through the discussions forum, and I'll show you how to do that in a second. That way, if you have a question, I'm sure other people have the same question about the course. If you think a question was written wrong on a homework or the answers aren't right, ask the question, because someone else, including you, can come along and say, hey, I figured it out, and maybe you can get to it before I can. I check the discussion forums. I try to check them at least once a day during the week and once during the weekend, but it's not always practical for me to get there as quick as I'd like, and so feel free to always chime in and help other students out. If you do email me or respond, please give me at least 24 to 48 hours to respond. I try to do it within one day, but sometimes things get ahead of me. And if you email me on a Friday, I do have a pretty robust weekend meeting schedule for work for the campus here. And so there's a lot of weekends where I'm gone at meetings all weekend from Friday till Monday morning. My opportunities to email are very limited during those meetings, just out of decorum. So anyway, you can read this. It's stupid, but go ahead, read it. If you have any special services you require, please just let me know as soon as possible. Here's some list of helpful phone numbers. You know, with that in mind, also, it's not just about being a DSPS student. Maybe you just know that you're not good at certain things, and we can deal with those early. So if you know you're not a good writer, or you feel like you're not good at math, maybe that's not true. Maybe that's just what you think. But if you let me know you have those problems, I can help you work through those problems as quickly as possible. Here's some other helpful services. So we've got the course requirements, which a lot of you are interested in. 50% of your grade is exams. You know, I reserve the right to change anything on this outline, and I put that later on in the document. But if anything, I might lower this down a little lower. I'm not fond of exams in an online course. They don't really tell me a lot about you as a student. The ability to cheat is too easy in an online course. In fact, I learn a lot more about you through your assignments, because the assignments, they're hard, and they're meant to be hard. And the thing with the assignments is to do them. I'm not expecting perfection, but I'm expecting you to do your best. There are unlimited tries. I don't deduct for tries, so just do the assignments and do them until they're proper. This is really about work effort and understanding the material. They are more challenging than the exam, and they're worth less. And so, as I said, to a certain extent, maybe I'll lower the exams and increase the assignments at some point. But the reason I don't right now anyway is the assignments, once again, you can do them as many times as you want until you get them right. The reader assignments are quantitative writing assignments. They ask you to analyze newspaper articles or gather data and make some conclusions about the data, learn how to draw charts perhaps, do things like that. They're 15% of your grade. On average, there's 6 to 10 assignments in a course. We also have 7.5% of your score is graded discussions, including that introduction as part of this total. So make sure you get those done. As a rule, I don't give extra credit, but if I do, it would be because you've already completed everything else in the course and you're still freaking out and have to get it in. So anyway, is what it is. Here's a general outline for the semester. Microeconomics moves pretty steady through the course. We'll end up with 13 chapters that we cover in the book. You'll notice tranche 6 is divided in part A and part B. You don't have to do both. In fact, if you want extra credit, here's your chance. What I'm expecting is that you choose to do one or the other before you take the exam. And then there will be a 2-part exam. One will be for people who do this part, and one will be for people who did this part. So this would be your chance for extra credit. The course, as I said, ends on November the 6th, and we'll complete that by 10 p.m. And we might have a little fudge to get exams turned in over the weekend instead of on that Friday night. So anyway, this is my little disclaimer that I can change stuff. Believe me, I do. But I believe I have some integrity. I try to change it to your benefit, not mine. So I normally am more likely to remove material and slow things down and help you guys out. So I want you guys to be successful. If you go back to this grading scheme, what you'll notice is this part you should get an A on, right? This part you should be able to get an A on, and this part you should be able to get an A on. So if you can get an A on 50% of your grade, then the worst case scenario is on the exams, you just bomb them and you get a 50% on them. So the worst case scenario in the course is if you work hard to get the A's on the 50% you can control, then you should be able to at least get a C in the course. And you know, it's not my goal for you guys to get C's, but it's my goal to tell you that if you work hard, you will pass the course. It's just a matter of you putting in the effort and trying to learn the material and to do your best, okay? So anyway, we'll close out that. We'll go back here. We can go to the modules. The way to use the modules is to start at the top and work your way down. So initially I tell you for this material, there's chapters 1, 2, and 33 from the Principle of Economics chapters, textbook, or chapters that are similar to those chapters from our textbook. So you can read those. We start off with the opening day office hour video, which is what you guys are watching right now. We won't click play because, you know, like maybe we'll distort the time continuum and the whole computer system will shut down. So I don't want to do that, but I will put those in there. Let's go back to modules. So what you'll notice is office hour videos show up under office hour videos, and they'll be posted actually in the future. We go to discussions, we go to office hours, and I already have pre-office hour videos put up for into the future. So every Thursday from 10 to 11 a.m., at least for the first couple weeks, I'll be doing these office hours to answer your questions. If you have questions, hit reply, ask your question, right? Let me know, I'm not understanding this concept, I don't get this problem, can you help me with it? And I'll do my best to kind of work you guys through those solutions and help you guys out. Okay, so that's where you find the office hour videos, and you can watch them on the website or you can watch them through YouTube. The next thing up is Intro to Economics. So there's lots of good videos out there. I kind of like these because they're professional. Notice my videos suck. I mean, watch this. I wish mine were this good. Look at that animation. Man, that's really hot.
Local restaurant, typically so much better than from the cable company. Or why do laws which supposedly...
So hopefully that's enough to convince you that your instructor really doesn't have a good budget for doing videos. Look at the video you're watching. Watch these guys. This is smooth and flashy. They're backed by investment banker. Well, actually, they're backed by venture capitalists and hedge funds. And some philanthropists, and they're putting this out there for free, at least for now. And so to the extent we can have it, we're going to use it for now. But I'm only going to give this material to you for the first tranche. After that point, you guys can go to their website, which, by the way, if you don't know how to do this, you can actually go through here. You can click on play, and you can go watch them on YouTube, right? And you can look at it on YouTube, and you can see all of their other videos. If you go down here, more. That's not what I wanted. So let's see. Well, you can go to their course and look at all the videos down for here. You can go to the next video in the series. They should have a way. It's been a while. I don't do this as often. You can subscribe to them. I probably wouldn't do that. But let's see, there should be a way through here to actually link through to all their videos. So let's see. Normally there's a way to show all their videos, and I'm just blanking on finding it on YouTube. So while we're on the question of YouTube, there are other videos out there. So this is another friend of mine named Jody. Jody is an economist, and she has a website, Economists Do It With Models. This isn't the one I'm looking for. This is, but these are cool. These are her practice problems. So if we go to, we can go through any of her videos, but she's got Microeconomics 101 as a playlist, and then you can see all of these. She links through economics as a dismal science, micro versus macro, positive versus normative, circular flow. So you can find all the topics we'll be talking about in an economics course. And if you like her, you can use her, right? I'm not going to limit you guys to who you can use. Khan Academy does some economics videos, so you can look at Khan Academy's economics as well. They've got all of their econ videos right here. They've got, you know, hundreds of videos, as you can see. So you find the appropriate video, you can link it through. You guys are all dots, so you can find your own thing. And then we have MJM Foodie. Don't know why called that. Don't really think about it, but they've got macro modules, microeconomics modules. You can watch their videos. Cool thing about them,
why do you hear this?
They're more animated, and so there's no person standing here. They've got these animations. Not my cup of tea, but for, you know, I had a student who said, look, I really like this person. Their videos were good. They helped me out a lot. So if these videos help you, use them. If they don't help you, don't use them. But I'm sure you guys can find other videos. If you think they're good and high quality, let me know. I'll refer students to them in the future. And last but not least, scarily, you can look up this crazy guy and you find out I'm live. But if you come here and click on my 28 videos, you can see every video, at least in the last year or so, that I've uploaded. Every now and then I purge out old videos, or try to, and maybe you can find what you're looking for with something I've done, right? So you can see I've got problem solutions, I've got old office hour homeworks, I've got example lectures, and I'm going to try to redo these over time, but you guys can see how I solve problems, how I present material. And sometimes if I know I've got a video and I don't have time to produce something better for you, I might refer you to some of these videos and tell you what section to actually watch and pay attention to. So YouTube can be a great resource for this class, but as I said, only for the first tranche, and am I going to put links to other people's videos. I'm going to try to, as we go through the semester, put all of my videos up on topics so that you can hear what I have to say on topics, since I'm the one grading you and giving you exams. Then we come down here, we've got A to Z of economics, and this is something I've been working on for a while. So this is my ever-evolving digital text. It's a composition of something I purchased from a company in England, and so you'll notice that sometimes with some of the content we'll have British pounds or euro marks instead of English, and the examples will be more European. But this is something I've put together. Now, if you don't like it in this frame, feel free to click on this and expand it out to the whole page. And you can go through and you start at the beginning. And the way to think about this is a textbook. And the way I would think about it as a student is it's a textbook that your instructor's been working on to give you information. And since your instructor does it, it might be a little more important than other textbooks, although not always, especially in my microeconomics class, macro class, sorry. But in microeconomics, this is pretty well fleshed out. And so you can find all of these terms, definitions for every term that you could have possibly imagine using in all of economics, and look how many terms there are. So try to, you know, put that into Quizlet and quiz yourself on all of these terms. Jesus Christ. Anyway, we'll stop that. I'm going to have a seizure. So we go fundamental economic concepts, and we can click on that bar, or we can click here. And we can hang. Why? I have no clue. But anyway, so we go through, and we've got all of this stuff. Now you'll notice you get down here, production possibility curve, and I'm going to hear from some of you, I don't know how to read the graph. I don't know what I'm doing. Look at the book. right? And this is one of your books. PPC, Public Merit Goods. Here you've got a chance to do your own, right? So you can actually plot points. So you can go 20, boom, 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 and boom. And you can do that, and you could actually plot it and see whether it matches and check your answer. And you'll see that my answer sucked, and go do your own thing, right? In fact, I think, let's see, 24, 23, 21, 18, 14. If you do it right, look what happens. You end up with the actual graph getting plotted for you. Then it does a change, and you're supposed to plot the new one. There's going to be a homework problem exactly like this with just different numbers. So if you can do it for this, you can do it for yours as well. So you can also check your answer to that one. But don't check your answer until you've tried it. So you get a chance through this to try things, right? So use this as an opportunity to practice. You've got key terms. You've got famous economists, branches of economics, and then games and activities. I'm not too fond of this, but my wife said leave it in because she could see herself using it. And I figured if my wife liked it, I'd leave it for you guys. So you can play tic-tac-toe by answering questions true and false, okay? So hopefully that helps you, but remember, it's not perfect. No economics textbook is perfect. They all have their strengths and weaknesses. So use it for what it is and try to do your best. So if we come back here, we go to home, but that's going to be for every tranche except for one. There's a section of the book. There's one section, one tranche I haven't created anything yet for, and that's because I need to create it. Let's see, we've got a video for production possibilities and one for comparative absolute advantage. Later on this week, I'll put up some readers, and you'll see what those look like, and then examination 1 when you're done with everything. You're not going to be able to take this exam until you've finished all the homework assignments. I'm just telling you that right now. So it's going to check off that you're doing things through the course in order, okay? And so right now, there's just stuff for you to study. I'll be adding the assignments over the next few days. By Thursday, I'll have every assignment up on this website for tranche 1. And tranche 1 is going to last 2 weeks, so you'll have a whole week and a half to get all of those assignments done, and then you'll have another week to get the first exam done. So then if we come down here to announcements, this is where I tell you things, and you don't get to talk back, right? I'm the only one who puts announcements out. But if you log in and you see there's an announcement, read it. Discussions, we've already looked at that before, so feel free. You can create a discussion topic, or you can go into office hours for tranche 1 if you have a course-related topic. But say you have something you don't know where it fits, create a new discussion. If need be, I can move it to the appropriate place. And then grades. So note on the grade book, you'll get grades for everything. It will never tell you a course grade. That's because I don't use a course grade, right? In the traditional way. And this extra credit's probably going to go away. It also intuitively only calculates grades based on graded assignments. That's not good, because if you miss something, then you need 0. So it defaults to giving it to you like this, but the reality is you haven't done it, so you have a 0. And some students forget to click this off, and they think their grade's higher than it really is. So make sure that you've done this, but I don't give you a total because the instructor, I create the total, not you. And I want to have the liberty to, well, to be blunt, to change your grades if I see fit. Normally what happens is I adjust grades higher. I don't really curve, but you know, I might do a slight adjustment. I'm imperfect. I write problems that suck sometimes, so I need to give you credit for those. So anyway, as we get going in class and I put up more assignments, I'll do another one of these videos during office hours where I'll show you what the assignments look like and how to go through and answer some of those questions. So anyway, that's, let me come back to you guys. So that's the course in a nutshell. And hopefully that helped answer a lot of your questions. If you're still having problems, feel free, as I said, email and private questions, ask in the discussion forums and other things. You'll notice there's also this Q&A thing. You can actually go in and you can, to the left of your viewer screen, there should be a Q&A or somewhere around there. You can actually go in before I present and ask questions on YouTube as well. But that might, I don't know, we'll see. But anyway, thank you for watching this video. Hope it wasn't too long, didn't take up too much of your day. I think it's right at half an hour. I tend to be long-winded. But anyway, have a good day, and once again, do well, and I'll see you guys once again on Thursday. Bye.